Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So in the previous video of electrostatics, we were discussing about quantization of charge and we were on the topic of Coulomb's law. So basically in Coulomb's law, what we have discussed is that we will be having two charges, Q1 and Q2. They will be separated by some distance r, and the force between these two charges will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r square. This will be the formula, where this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is a constant k, right? And the value is approximately 9 into 10 raised to power 9 Newton meter square per coulomb square. This we have discussed. So basically this was the case when this system was in vacuum, right? Then we were using this epsilon naught. But now what we have to discuss is that when we are having some medium, right? This is a system and this is not in vacuum, right? Now it is not in vacuum and this is not in vacuum and this is having some sort of a medium. Now this medium will be an insulator, right? It will be having an insulated medium. Now in that case, this was the force in vacuum. If it is present in medium, then force will be designated by, suppose, Fm. Now this Fm will be equal to what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by r square. Now instead of epsilon naught, we are going to write epsilon. This was permittivity constant. Now this is what? This is also a constant. This is also permittivity, but this is now absolute permittivity. Okay, so this will be the force when this whole system is in a medium, not in vacuum. This is the formula when the whole system is in vacuum. So this you have to remember. In medium we will use absolute permittivity, which is designated as epsilon. Okay, now one thing which we are going to discuss now is that, suppose this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Now I'm going to divide these two equations. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take F upon Fm, right? I'm going to divide these two. So what it will be? F is this one, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r square, whole divided by Fm, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by r square. Now when we are going to divide these, what will happen? This will cancel out, this will cancel out, this will cancel out. Only epsilon naught and here epsilon, these will remain. So we will be left with F upon Fm equals to 1 by epsilon naught, and in denominator we will be having 1 by epsilon. Now this term in denominator, when goes in numerator, what happens? In numerator we are having 1 by epsilon naught. When 1 by epsilon goes in numerator, it becomes epsilon by 1, right? So now what we are getting is F upon Fm equals to epsilon by epsilon naught, right? Now this value, this epsilon by epsilon naught, this we are going to designate as epsilon r. Okay, epsilon r, where epsilon r is what? It is relative permittivity. This is very important. This is relative permittivity. Okay, so what we have done here, we have divided these two equations, right? These two equations, and we have got epsilon by epsilon naught, which we have designated as epsilon r, which is known as relative permittivity. Okay, so this you have to remember, that epsilon r is equals to epsilon by epsilon naught. Okay, Also epsilon r will also be equal to f upon fm also, that is already understood, right? So now basically what we are going to do, from here I am taking out the value of epsilon. So from here what will be the value of epsilon? That will be epsilon r into epsilon naught. Okay, from here what I have done is I have taken this epsilon naught here, so I have got epsilon equals to epsilon r into epsilon naught. Now I am going to substitute this value of epsilon here. Okay, so what will happen, fm will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon r into epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square. So if you know epsilon r and epsilon naught, then also you can find out the forces acting between two charges which are present in a medium. So basically what you have to learn, this formula, this one, right, this value you have to learn, this one you have to learn, right? So remaining all things are interconnected, right? So you can derive one from the other. So these things are what you have to remember till now. So till now we have discussed that we are having two charges, right, q1 and q2, this separated by distance r and the force between them, but till now we have not discussed about the direction of the force, right? Till now we have not discussed in which direction force will be acting here. So for that we need to look at the Coulomb's law in vector form, so that we would be able to understand in which direction the force is acting, right? So that is going to help us a lot. So now we are going to discuss Coulomb's law in vector form. So now we will start with Coulomb's law in vector form. So basically here also we will be having two charges, q1 and q2. Okay, now forces will be acting on q1 also and q2 also, right? Now in which direction the forces are acting? Suppose this is the line which is joining these two charges. Now suppose q1 and q2 both are positive charges, they are going to repel each other. So now suppose F1 is the force which is acting on q1 and F2 is the force, or you can say in this direction, because they will be repelling each other, they will be moving away from each other, so forces will be just like this. So this is the force F12. F12 is the force which is acting on q1, right? So F12 is what? Force on 1 due to second charge q2. And similarly here F21 is what? Force on q2 due to q1. Now we know force between charges is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square. This is what? Force between the charges when it is in vacuum. So suppose the system is in vacuum right now. Now one thing which we know, that we are going to discuss about unit vector. So if r cap is a unit vector, so we can write r cap as r vector divided by magnitude of r, right? This is a formula, that a unit vector is what? R vector upon r, magnitude of r. So here suppose first we want to look at the F12, that is force acting on charge q1 due to q2. So first we are going to look at force on 1 due to 2. So because it is in vector form, so we are going to give this vector sign. So F1 of 1 2 will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by force on 1 due to 2. So the r vector, the distance between them is r. So now we have to move from 1 to 2. So it will be what? R12. Okay, because we will be moving from r1 to 2. So it will be this one square, And now, because we want to show up what we want to show the direction, so we are going to introduce a unit vector along this direction. Now we know what a unit vector is, so it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r12 square upon r12 vector upon r12 mode. So now what will happen? F of 1 2 will be equal to what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by square, and this is power 1, so it will be r12 cube into r12 vector. Okay, so this is in vector form. So similarly, in this similar fashion, f of 21 will be what? It will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r21 cube into r21 vector. So this is in vector form, and this will be giving us the direction as well, right? So this is basically Coulomb's law in vector form. So in the next video we will try to cover up the topic of electric field, and also we will try to discuss the Gauss's law. So I hope till now things are clear to you. So far that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.